John McCrea of Cake, playing 4 nights at the Fillmore. Cake's from Sacramento. You guys have probably played San Francisco a million times. Do you have any fond memories of playing here in the city in the past? Do you remember what your first show here was like?
I remember playing at the Hotel Utah, and I remember that feeling very cramped.
Can I ask what happened with Columbia?
We probably shouldn't have signed with Columbia in the first place. The culture was very different than our culture. We had initially released our first album years and years ago on our own label, and we're used to doing everything ourselves, making our own videos, our own record covers, producing ourselves, and sort of the interface between that culture and the sort of corporate politics culture was sort of an unhappy marriage.
Showroom of Compassion was the first real Cake album that you guys released independently on your own in a long time.
Yeah.
Was that part of the reason that there was 7 years between this album and the last one?
Absolutely. It was sort of regrouping, reconfiguring, evaluating what we thought was important. And, so we decided that having creative control over the whole process was important. Even the process of putting the record out, we'd like to have some sort of say.
So did you have an idea of going into the new album of what you wanted to do? Did you have a goal in mind, or how did you kind of set about doing it?
Well, we had a goal in mind to. We converted our studio into a solar powered studio, so that was sort of this tangential goal to sort of, okay, let's not use electricity, let's make our own electricity. And so we started doing that, and that made us feel really smug and sort of happy about our process. And I think set out to create a more democratic process. And I think all the various members of the band felt more confident with this album than other albums previously. So there's a lot of democracy, also a lot of democratic standstills and impasses. But that's I think it ended up being really worth it. Everyone feels very invested in the album and feels a sense of accomplishment.
I wanted to ask you about kind of changes in the music business. You guys have seen a lot of things kind of come and go, and do you think things have been getting better for bands with the rise of kind of the internet and blog culture and all that, and the decline of the major labels, or do you think it's gotten harder or worse?
I think the answer is both. It's gotten really great that there's fewer gatekeepers and there's less there are less obstacles in between a band with a really good song or a really good video and their public. Experts don't mean quite as much. On the other hand, experts mean a lot because people are flooded with information and music, and so I don't know. It's just like I think it takes probably the same amount of luck to get through, but I do like the sort of seemingly more democratic feel. And then also, on the other hand, though, too, it's hard to, I think, capture people's attention for more than 5 minutes now. Because it's like, what was that band? What was that video that was like about 6 months ago? It's like, what was that? I really liked that. That was really good. Oh, man. What was that? Who was that? And music is like a better hobby now than it ever was before.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good way of answering.
And a more difficult profession.
Yeah, as a profession, for the middle class of music, like for people that aren't necessarily on top of the mountaintop, but for the more like music worker level, I think it's getting harder.